ancient city of Harar, once echoing with the voices of poets and prayers, now stood silent under a veil of uncertainty. Its alleys, once fragrant with incense and spice, whispered tales of betrayal. Yet behind its veiled doors, the spirit of its people endured, waiting for the one who would rekindle the flame. He came not in splendor, but with solemn purpose. Imam Ahmad, weary from campaigns yet unshaken in resolve, crossed the threshold of Harar with dust on his cloak and truth in his eyes. For those who remembered, it was the return of the rightful son. Within the walls, the work began, not with decrees from above, but with questions at the heart. Who speaks for the voiceless? Who guards the bread of the poor? Imam Ahmad's vision was not to rule Harar, but to make it whole. With every corner swept of injustice, Harar's soul began to breathe again. The Imam's purification was a reawakening, not just of the city, but of the people's forgotten dignity. Festivals once suppressed now returned, songs and stories echoed anew. Imam Ahmad's strength was mirrored in those who stood at his side, not in his shadow. Each a pillar, they carried histories of courage, oaths sworn in fire, and dreams carved in resistance. Together, they were more than a force. They were a bond of honor. Garad Ahmusa bin Ahmad, whose battle cries once halted entire battalions. Garad Ahmusa, whose strategies turned sieges into salvation. Garad Saddiq, quiet, firm, his very silence a symbol of strength. Del Sagad, untraceable in the mountains yet known by all. Urai Nur bin Darali, whose poetry and sword were equally sharp. Garad Uthman bin Jauhar, who bore the scars of every campaign without complaint. Garad Nasr bin Bali, whose presence brought calm to the fiercest tempests. The city's gates had barely healed when war knocked once more. But this time Harar was not caught unaware. It stood prepared, with a heartbeat loud enough to match the drums of war. It was not just men who stood against the tide. It was memory, prayer, and purpose. As dawn broke, the clash of steel was met by the unshakable belief that Harar would not fall again. When the smoke cleared, Harar was still standing, not untouched, but unbroken. The Imam's campaign had not simply ended a battle, it had begun an era, one where justice walked in daylight and no one needed to whisper hope. Imam Ahmad left more than laws and legends. He left a rhythm, the cadence of a city reborn. His legacy is found not in monuments, but in the quiet strength of a people who remember what he gave them, their voice.